Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Carthage Campaign. Last time, we triggered a rebellion from the Massilians, our tribal vassal, through our mission, the Aegis of Africa. The mutiny of the Berbers occurred, and we have now conquered their territory for ourselves. We'll need to improve the territory of Tebaset as part of the Massilian Highlands objective. This needs to become a city and have a population of at least 10. Now, I can move slaves over to get the population high enough, and I think, 3 population isn't the worst to start with, I guess, for that. But the real downside here is that this is not a great city location. It's probably a historical city for Carthage, given the mission, but in this province, I think that Ubaza Castellum is the better city location. This isn't a great province for cities anyways, but this is probably the best spot given its location in the province, and it has good fort coverage with the impassable western Musalamia Desert. We will, of course, though, come back to this. I'll have to fight Massazelia for not just this province, which they control much of, but most of the provinces in my sort of western and southern core area. We'll, of course, come back to that. Massazelia, incidentally, they do have a claim on me, but I don't have a claim on them at the moment. Do any of my missions give me a claim on the Massazelians? Let's see. This requires me to beat them, so I'm guessing no. I have to get through them, get a claim on them in some other way. Okay, let's see here. Let me take a look at integrate the Musalamii again. So this requires 1 territory with... Oh, you know what? That's right. I was going to make Kina Fabricania a city for that. Okay. So at this point, I basically am waiting on 2 city completions to get Massilian hinterlands and integrate the Musalamii. This will make them a tribal vassal, or I'm sorry, this will turn them from a tribal vassal to a client state, and they'll become a monarchy. I can just integrate them. I don't have to fight these guys. I probably could cancel my relationship with them and then just fight them, but I'd rather just do it this way, a little bit easier. I'll be able to integrate them in 10 years, I should really say, after I complete this mission. And then I could just do this immediately. And then I will just have to get a claim on Massazelia in order to get the rest of this territory. Yeah, no way around it. I guess I could wait for my next war council. That's in 8 years. But there's no guarantee it'll select Massazelia. I have a number of borders around the whole world. I think it's probably worth it to fabricate on Massazelia at this point, but I also don't have any political influence, so we'll have to keep waiting. Anyways, I think we're good to go ahead and proceed. Let me first double check. I can lower army maintenance now. I don't know why I didn't do that last time. And yeah, I think this all looks fine. Our last 2 Punic Republic feudatories are being integrated, and Heracleum and Noah over on Sicily is being integrated now as well. Selinus and Thermae are still too far away in time to start integrating them yet, so I'm going to have to wait on them, but I'll at least go back down to 2 out of 2 diplomatic relations. I could also go to war, I suppose, with the Sardinians. It's an interesting idea. It'd give me something to do while I'm waiting for political influence to build those cities. Is there anything I can do to speed this up? Not really. As usual, the political influence, just the political influence time sink. It's such a recurring issue for me. Okay, well, I can definitely go to war with the Sardinians. They're going to have a couple of units each, but my Africa levy should by itself be able to deal with them. But I could also just use mercs. Do I want to preserve any of their cities? Do they actually have any cities? I don't think they do, actually. Okay. Let me get... Actually, I have access with Etruria already. That's good. Okay. AE is a little high, though. This was an expensive peace deal. Maybe I wait. Yeah, maybe I have to wait. Now, if I get Divine Sacrifices, it's 0.15. I think I can ride this knife's edge a little bit here. I want to keep the momentum going. I also don't want Etruria to get this stuff. They could potentially attack Longanencia, and that would bring in the Sardinian Grand Alliance against them. They'd probably beat them. Actually, I'm pretty sure they would beat them. Yeah, no problem about it. I think we need to go to war with the Sardinians. Let's secure our island hold in Italia before the Etrurians can beat me to it. Okay, so that is the plan. So we're going to wait until 17th of October and use my levy for this. I also don't really want to spend too much money right now. I'm trying to regrow my economy after recent events cost quite a bit. Plus, I'll need a lot of money for the city constructions, though. I don't know if I'll have the PI very soon. All right, what do we have here? We've got the Archon of... Where are you? Ancona. Trying to befriend Hanno Hanoni. Good to know. Okay, good. Promotion's not allowed over here. Alright, trade with Etruria? Yes, please. I'm gonna check and see if we've got extra copies available of anything useful. What am I trading for right now that I have extras of? Let me cancel one of the cloth trades really quick. I could trade in more gold. I think I'd rather trade in for more gold than trade in for cloth. I don't think I need any cloth at all when there's gold. I could trade with the Antigonids who are back and some of the Celtiberians. All right, looks good. And, you know, just to be thorough, cancel the sheep trade. Anything else of note I want to grab? Nothing better than sheep. Bring it back in. Trade with the Etrurians. Okay. Looks good. I can also now create my proper first navy. Let me go ahead and split away this force here. We're going to call this the... We're going to call this the Carthage Navy. Alright. I think that's fine. So Navy 1 Carthage. Okay, so this is a pretty powerful navy. It's just completely made up of hex arrays. I don't think... Assuming I understand naval combat width correctly, this should be a pretty much min-max navy for a country who doesn't have any access to heavier ships, which I won't get access to until I get it through military experience. All right, do I want to do boarding tactics? I'm going to say ship capture chance plus 5%. What do we have by default? Oh, man, where does it show me that information? I'm going to go ahead and say no. Keep damage as high as possible. I think I will also go for ramming tactics. These guys are pretty bulky, so I think I'd rather do more damage and then take more damage with ships like these. Okay. I could also assign an admiral now. We do have a very good candidate here. Yeho Alon Magoni. This would give the Magonids one more position as well. Okay. Orcas. Comradely. Alright, no naval bonuses, though. Anyone with naval bonuses? Oh, here we go. Tough. Alright, we're looking at a difference of 3 martial, but 5% reduced ship damage taken. I think the extra martial is probably better. I don't like that he's a family character, but I think I can probably keep it under control. And the marshal's just so enormously good. Let's go ahead and assign him. Alright, Yeho Alon Magoni, my brightest young martial character. He's also a traditionalist, that's good. Okay, yeah, we should be very much in the clear. All objectives are complete as well. Alright, let's go ahead and pay for our ships. Alright. I know it's expensive, but I would like to have this navy up and running for this war. They don't really have any significant ships, but I am not using my expensive hex array fleet with no maintenance pirate fleet could nuke them and then it would cry. So let's pay the cost. I'm Carthage, I can afford it. And we're just going to put them on default maintenance as well. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is, because I can't split mercs, I could hire this company and just send them over. I think let's see. Ooh, man. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna let I'm gonna just use mercenaries for this war. We're going full Carthaginian here. We're gonna use a really strong Carthaginian fleet and a just straight up mercenary company. I think Bedonid's mercs can handle this. They're basically Carthaginian. They live in Carthage. Carthage. I can let them. I'm not gonna trade with you because I'm about to go to war with you. All right, so you know, in this case, let me go ahead and hire these guys. I also still got the very cheap purchase bonus. All right. Then you can just recover your morale, hopefully quick. Let's see, what's the difference here? That's a pretty substantial difference. There's no real rush here. Yeah, it's double the cost. Yeah, you can just slow recover, that's fine. Which means I probably don't need to pay for the ships this early on, but I'll just go ahead and keep it on. You know, I probably should turn on maintenance. That would probably help. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. All right, so we're still in the green, just about. Now, in fairness, the AI could really pull one on me here by bribing the mercs. The one downside of this strategy is that I'm completely 100% vulnerable to that strategy. So hopefully they don't think to do that, and I can just get away with this while keeping my research at its, I mean, now it's a bit worse because I turned on maintenance, but keeping my research at a very high level, all things considered. All right. Oh, what did I lose? Was it glass? No, I think I gained, okay, now I've got double glass. Oh no, that was the one. No, it is double glass, okay. I don't know what I lost, but, oh, did I lose double wine? I probably do want double wine right now. Let me cancel one of the gold trades. Yeah, I want the cost reduction. Pretty important right now, that's for sure. You know what? Yeah, this is fine. So I know that the Carthage Navy is a little overkill for this war. I'm not fighting a major naval opponent here, but, you know, it's kind of a show of force moment. This is some roleplay stuff. I'm trying to demonstrate Carthage's superiority to the primitive Sardans by sailing my giant navy over them. It's a little uncalled for, but, you know. Come on. Why can't I just have nice things? I only have one copy of glass now. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'll trade for gold in the meantime. Yeah, that's fine. The sooner the successor wars can end, the better for me. It's just causing a lot of problems for my trade network. Oh my actual god. Come on. Are you serious? Oh my gosh. What is going on with... Okay, Egypt will sell me 2 glass again. I'll take it. Egypt, I swear, keep... Wherever this glass is coming from, please hold it. Stop losing that territory to the Antigonids, please. My heart can only take so much of this. Alright, let's go ahead and get these guys embarked. And you guys can bring them over to... Probably want to start in Coralia. I think I want to slow siege Lacan first. It's going to be a slow affair, but I can't assault with a merc company. I won't have enough manpower, or not manpower, I won't have enough, I just won't be able to restore them, is really what I should say. Alright, look at the custom ship model, look at that. Pretty cool. Alright. So we'll just head on over to Samos and hang out there. You guys come on out and just blockade this territory. Alright. Malicious writing. Yesterday, during a scheduled night patrol, guards found writing on the Temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus. On further inspection, the leader of the patrol noticed that not only was it unsolicited, but it was also provocative and misspelled. So Cart Ramat could get 10% reduced population happiness for 1 year. I can pay 75 gold and 500 manpower and gain 15 popularity on Lathe, and then Cart Ramat gets plus 10% pop happiness. No, I could just get popularity. I'll just go for free popularity. That's fine. All right. There should be... I wouldn't mind waiting for this, but that's too far away. We'll just... I may have to wait because of all the sieges I'll have to do. Look at the number of forts I'm about to have to deal with here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5. Alright. Almost there. Probably about 2 months or so. Alright, one of the tribal magistrates is trying to befriend my guys. Alright. This is close enough. Let's go ahead and declare the war on Kelsitania. We'll be trying to take Bellaria. All my guys will be called in, although during the war, at least Tripolitania will be integrated, and possibly Heraclea and Minoa. I don't know if Emporia will be integrated by that point. We'll see. Actually, they should be integrated at the same time. But of course, Tripolitania will be integrated sooner. And then the other various countries will join in, and all of their guys will join in. Now, is this actually everybody? It is everybody. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and declare for Bellaria. We declared war on the neurological power of Kelsitania. They're joined by Longonencia, Coracenzia, Lugui, Denencia, and Rebrencia. Alright. In we go to slow siege. The long wait begins. We're going to catch these guys. That's nice. Now, as long as they don't bribe my mercs, this should be a cost-effective war. Not on literal cost, but on my other metrics that I care about. Oops. Battle of Lacan. Yep, stack wipe. Nice. Yep, they're not going to be able to do too much at this rate. Make a little bit of money from raiding their coast with my my heavy, well, not really heavy, my medium weight navy. Fortunately, I've demoted all the other cities, and Karali is fortified, so they aren't going to be able to crack this very easily. Alright. Oh! Integration of Tripolitania. Here we go. Alright. Our client Tripolitania has long upheld Carthaginian ideals in a fair and even-handed manner. It is a matter of course, therefore, that their eventual integration into our state is to be a cause for jubilation. The Tripolitanian elite have been instrumental in facilitating this union. Many are hoping to find a place within our new government. Okay, so I don't really think I need anyone else. We'll just, I don't need the popularity much either, but I don't really want to deal with that at the moment. Okay. So now, this is kind of an awkward territory. Okay, so this is part of the Kyrenica region, specifically the Tripolitania province. And where should the capital be? Probably either Woyat or Elopki. Actually, Elopki could be a mine. Zarbotron could be a farm. I think Woyat is probably the best spot. Although, Elopki does cover... No, it doesn't fully actually cover the... yeah, fort coverage-wise. You can still get around it. Same thing with Woyat. Okay. I'd have to do something in the desert for that to work. I think Woyat is probably fine. And it's also already a city, which is convenient. I will fortify it, though not necessarily right this second. Right, this is already a farm. That can be a farm. That can be a farm. That can be a mine. This should become a mine. What else do we have? That could be a slave estate, farm. That could be a farm too, although this is all held by McKay. Okay. So I can actually grab this stuff from McKay before Karenica gets here. I'm still sharing the region with them, but at least I'm not immediately needing to contest them for provincial territory. But conflict with McKay, who is actually fighting Karenica right now, looks pretty likely. If McKay can actually push Karenica back, that'd be great, because then I don't have to fight Karenica as soon. I'm not scared of fighting Karenica, but I just don't really want to start approaching borders with the Ptolemaics. Anything I can do to slow that down, I think, is probably wise. Or this fort can also go. This is technically in the Emporia province, which I will soon have the rest of, so I'm just going to not bother with that. Okay. And you know, I guess I could just fortify this now. Probably a good idea. As for the Karenica region, who should govern this? Let's see. I'm going to find a Punic Canaanite who's got some... You know, commerce is probably going to be a big part of this. I think Ube Eponi could be quite good. Traditionalist minor character. I think this guy's pretty solid. Let's bring him in. Ube Eponi. Alright. And I don't have the PI to actually spend to change those things, so that's fine. We'll leave that there. Alright. Let's proceed. This is going to be a bit of a long war, but I'm committed to not raising my levy and keeping my research going at full power. I'm thinking long-term here. I'd rather earn less money per month, but gain more in research than the other way around. So I'm happy to do it like this. Now there is an argument that I could actually lower my fleet maintenance and send the boats back home. And I think I'm actually going to do that. I don't think I need this navy for anything in this war. And roleplay is roleplay, but it is quite a big cost. Let me go ahead and... Yeah, we can definitely get away with doing that. I guess I'll keep them in Karali just as a reserve, or just so that they're closer to the war, but I'll have to pay for them again for a few months before they can do anything. Granaries raided in Bellaria. That is an interesting bit of timing. Okay. Wartime raid? Alright, my Italia governor's loyalty is solid. I think I will pay to get some extra loyalty on him. I don't want to make him have to pay for it. Yeah, let's go ahead and replace the stockpiles. That's probably a good idea. I'm about to get more territory for this province anyways, so not the worst idea. To get some extra opinion there. Thermae is showing up. Alright. Good on you, Thermae. These guys are coming around. Being blockaded? Okay, sure. Try that all you like. I'll have the war target pretty soon. They'll get Sanafar. Nothing I can do about that. That's fine. Okay, I don't need to know about this. I just forgot that I had all these things re-enabled, so I was kind of caught off guard by that. Okay, yeah, slaughter the people of Sanafar, that's fine. It's a demoted city, so there's tons of pops there that I don't really care to be there permanently. Alright. Now, I'm going to save up controversial opinion, or controversial approach perhaps, but I'm going to actually save up for Divine Sacrifice first. I need my I'm having some stability problems, and this peace deal won't help with my stability problems. I need Divine Sacrifices up and running right away. Alright. 464, so middle of next year. I also took that, that's fine. There we go, Siege of Lacan is 1. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do I bother going over and retaking this stuff? I think I just go work on Sulki Tirzan right away. Now this force here, it actually should help. I could bring out my force. I don't think anyone's going to attack my navy, but someone could run into it by accident, and the pirates could just pathfind through it, so I think I'll just keep them a little bit low morale out of action. This is blockaded by my allies, so I don't think I need the Navy. If they were heavy ships, they could do that action that lets them cause a breach, but they can't do that as medium ships. Or, yeah, port assault. Yeah, 1 mega polyreme or 1 heavy ship for port raid. Yeah, actually it is a port raid. Port assault is one where they take it directly. Alright, fortress is under siege. Alright, good. Blockade is counting. That's what I care about. Alright, integration of Heracleum and Noah. Cart is the new name of the city. Okay, our client Heracleum and Noah. Alright, we've read this before. These guys are all Greeks, which means they are not joining my court. Get out of here. What do you think this is? Hegemony? No Greeks allowed. Rivals at court. Okay, hold on. The Merc leader? Seriously? Alright, our Shopet Laith Gerbili has come into conflict with Labi Bodoni at every... What are you doing, Laith? This guy is winning the war for you by himself. Maybe don't do this? Alright, I'm not going to rival my Merc leader. Have it your way. Actually, don't Merc leaders have set 100 loyal... Does rivaling actually cause any problems? Maybe it doesn't. Alright, I'm going to see what happens here. Enough of this nonsense, you are not the Shopet. Okay, I think this is fine. I think his loyalty is still set at 100. Okay, that distracted me. Alright, Cart Mill Cart, what do we have here? Level 2 fort, I don't think so. Now, this is actually pretty solid territory. Is it better than Lelubim as a provincial capital? I think Lelubim is in a slightly better spot. Let's see. Have I set up a Sekeliot provincial or cultural capital yet? Let's see. It would put it at Cartmel Cart. Maybe I do move it actually to Cartmel Cart. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty close. It has the advantage of already being a city. And it won't select Lelubim now that Cartmel Cart is here. Tough call. It's a good city location either way. I think the thing, though, is that over here in the Syracuse province, my provincial capital is almost certainly going to be Acragas, which, I mean, it's controlled by Syracuse right now, but this is a god tier location. It's farmland, river, on a coast. This is one of the best kinds of territories. And Acragas is the right distance from Lelubim for efficient fort coverage, but it's right next to Cartmel Cart. I feel a little goofy demoting this. The issue is, will I be able to get a colony at Lelubim now that Cartmel Cart is in the equation? Possibly. Let me do something a little weird. Let me move some slaves from Cartmel Cart to Lelubim in case it being a larger... I think I just needed to have more Sekeliot population, right? Oh, that's going to be tough. It's a lot of Sekeliots at Cartmel Cart. Let's leave it for now and come back to it later. We can't do Colonial Ventures anyways until middle of next... Or no, actually, it's coming up soon now. Alright. Man. If I have it at Cartmel Cart... I mean, it can be just right next to Acragas. That's fine. But is there another good spot? I guess Camarina? Syracuse is plain, so I don't think I'd actually want it to be at Syracuse. Camarina is also solid. This is the right distance from Cartmel Cart, but then it's also a grain territory. Yeah. And this has got religious complexes. A lot of good stuff here. I really like Lelubim remaining my my capital. I could demote Cartmel Cart. This is a lot of population. This is Greek population. They're not going to convert and assimilate very quickly. This is, like, I need to think, like, Magna Graecia is just outside my core, but it is outside my core. I can't think about Magna Graecia as core territory yet. We're still at the stage where, like, North Africa is core territory, but everything over here is kind of on the way to core territory, but it's not there yet. This is still the frontier. We gotta be ruthless. All right, cart, milk cart. Say goodbye. All right, so hopefully I can put it at Lelubim in the future. Do we have any? Let me move the Sekeliot slaves over to Lelubim just to try to even things out. There's cart, milk cart. There we go. Best I can do. Still holding as well. That's good. Oh no, sorry. I didn't mean to make such an excited noise. Okay. Do I do an assault on a breach? If this was a levy, I'd definitely do it. But this is still Invictus. And assaults are really, really expensive. Breach will speed up the let me just slow siege it. I have to get through so many forts, and I'm committed to keeping my research tip-top. So, yeah. We are playing... This is the Carthaginian strategy here. I gotta hold to my strategy. As nice as it would be to do this faster, ultimately... Okay, I don't even know about this. Barbarians take over country. Okay, sure, yeah. Very important for this campaign to know about that. Yes. Integration of Emporia. Okay. Oh, you're definitely not you. Okay, we got some good martial, some good zeal. I'm gonna say no, though. I think I don't need any new characters at the moment. Okay. Now we have now gotten Tokpez, which is a outrageous level 3 fort. I don't think so. But will it be a city slash fort slash capital? We also have Gergis. Let's see. Okay, Zitha is the farmland over here. And although there's no river here, the pop capacity bonus from farmland is better than the pop capacity bonus from river. River is 5%, farmland is 10%. And it also gives other bonuses too. I think I'm going to have Zitha be the capital. It's also in a pretty central location for the province. It's pretty far away from Woyat, but that's to be expected over here. It also is a little far from Makom Hadash, but it is the technically best territory. Now, that being said, should I get rid of these other cities? Not necessarily. This is going to be Canaanite Punic territory. I think these cities can generally stay. As long as they're in plains at minimum. If they're in the desert, they're out of here. Or if they're on like a gold territory or something really valuable like that. But like Gergis, they can stay. Tokpez on river plains, that's fine. But Zitha will be the capital. Let me go ahead and... I'm at peace, I can't do it right now. Let me go ahead and get a fort building there just so I remember to move it. And then, other than that, any other buildings of note? No, okay. This is one of my tribal vassals. I need Gandania to want to become a client state or something. So I don't know if that actually tribal vassals do that. Sometimes they do, I think. But I want to integrate them. If not, I can just cancel it and then go to war with them. I'm sure that can be arranged. Okay. All right, making good progress. Tertitania, home of Punics. Surprising news from the land of Tertitanian tribes living in southern Iberia. They have afforded our Punic kinsmen privileges and rights that are practically unheard of in this part of the world, and can truly be called our partners in peace and prosperity. They have wisely chosen to pursue a policy of coexistence with our culture, realizing that the bonds of friendship are lighter than the shackles of servitude. Good relations with Onubaya. Okay. Good to know. Interesting. They still don't like me that much because of my AE, but they're seeing the ways, the Carthaginian ways. All right, fort over here is done. Very nice. Supply shortage. Good. Keep it up. I don't really want to fight this army. I mean, I'm going to win the fight, but it's going to take a lot of... I guess the losses will... like this army, even with losses, can still siege just as effectively, and it will cost less. So, on second thought, I do want to take this fight. I've reconsidered my position slightly. All right. Yeah. This is the way to do it. Ooh, Epirus is fighting Sedicuse. I don't like Epirus. Yeah, Epirus is really stretching here. They're taking Corkyra as well. Interesting. The Longanensian ships are sailing around all over the place. Ashopet scorned. The elected leaders of Carthage, Leith Gerbili and Abdabal Eponi, are meant to act as balances to one another. However, Abdabal has been frustrated by Leith and his constant placement of the traditionalists' interests over those of the oligarchs. If Leith were to offer some concessions to Abdabal, however trivial, it would go some way to alleviating them. Now, we literally have like a few months left. Is this really necessary? I guess they can rival each other as we leave office. That's not the end of the world. We're about to have Hanno Hanoni come back in 3-4-6-2. Democrats take the reins, joined by Hiram Hanoni. So we got a double Hanoni ticket, a double Democrat Hanoni ticket. This is actually kind of interesting. The Democrat family head and then one of his relatives. Okay, citizen output. I'm happy with that. That's more research, but could possibly cause some problems. I think I'll go ahead and let them rival each other. Well, hold on. Let me just lose 5 approval from the oligarchs. I don't need to gain the approval from the trads. Traditionalists will do what they must for Carthage. Alright, Siege of Sulkitirsen is complete. Let's go on in for the kill. Alright, let's see if we can catch him. Nope, of course not. Because why not? Let's just go up to Thorpe. We also have a tradition. Okay, let's see here. We have not selected a tradition before, and I think we just have these 3 categories. That is what it appears. Alright, so I could just go straight for the heavier ship options, which isn't a bad idea. Province import routes plus 0.15 could be really strong, and shipbuilding cost minus 15%, obviously great to get before I do too much more. I could unlock the phalanx, interesting. Let's see what else. 4 free province investments in Carthage. Wow, that could be pretty good. Mercenary army maintenance, 10% reduction. Okay, there's some really strong options here. I think going for the merc stuff is also pretty good to go for sooner rather than later. Yeah, this is immediately useful, a hard bargain. I think all of my future wars will likely involve mercenaries, unless they're like really small-scale wars where I want to use the levy for some reason. Many nations were considered protectorates by Carthage, often providing troops in return for nominal protection. Whilst they were paid, this expectation of service drives down the costs compared with regular mercenary contracts. Now, this will save me money imminently, which is quite nice. Okay, interesting. Turdetania, home of the Punics. All right, more. Now, Hastea, who is, that's Bastia. Hastea's over here. They're also being friendly to the Punics. Good to hear. That is nice. Okay, you know what? Let me quickly check and see. Adarnot? What? No, that's not. Why? How is this being decided exactly? Okay, this is... Alright, well, that's great. I guess I could move some of the Punics out of Lilybim to try to make more room. Let's see. Let's move the Punics to Adarnot, see if that updates it after the tick. Punic slaves, here we go. Okay. And this should be a farm as well. Let me go ahead and disable promotion. Let me go ahead and build a farm now, actually. Okay. After the tick. We will come back to that. We're going to catch him here. Good. Engage the enemy at Torpe. But before I look at that, Sagashtat. How is this being decided? I don't understand. All right, can I move more Punics over to Sagashtat? All right, let me find Punics to move around to try to move away. All right, Canaanite Punic. Okay. This is updated. Sagashtat, nope. I don't know if it's gonna... Hold on. Wait, this is the Siculian. This is a Siculian territory, not a Sicalio territory. Ah. Okay, this is still the wrong spot, though. Hold on, I can fix this. I can definitely fix this. Okay, I was looking at the wrong... How come their names are so similar? Okay. I feel like a little bit of a dingus, but that's okay. Let's move those guys over here just to be extra super duper safe. Yeah, this is good to do before I take land from Syracuse. Okay. Siculian. Alright. Has it updated? It needs room for settlers. Ah, right. Okay. I may have overdone it a little bit with the Siculian. Let me move the Sicaliotes out over here from Lelubim. Okay. How much room do you need? Okay, let me move all of the slaves out. Yeah, we have 8 Siculians here, although most of them are from slaves. I just needs dominant, right? That just means simple majority? Or is it plurality? I think it means plurality. Yeah, it means plurality. I just need to move, let's see. I can move 2 out safely from Lelubim. Okay. I have to wait for the tick. Let me wait for the tick and see. I'm very invested in getting my Lelubim colony set up. Alright. Not the best start. Okay, that's not great, but we'll be fine. Numbers win the day. Looks like we're going to be okay on the strength of the force as well. Good to see. Alright, good. That's a pretty solid outcome there. Battle of Torpe. This isn't a port, so it doesn't have the blockade thing. Alright, election soon. I know. Let's see. Siculian. Come on. Oh, wait, no, a province where Siculian is dominant. That's right, it's not... Ah, my gosh. Okay, shoot, okay, yeah, there's no way in that case... Can I move these guys to some other province? I don't think so. Yeah, that's too bad. I won't be able to do it in Lelubim. They're not going to be dominant here. Now what I could do... Okay, new thinking. Because the Siculian pops are mostly slaves, I could actually move all of the Siculian pops out and move in Sicaliote slaves to make Lelubim a Sicaliote city. That's probably what I should do. Let me move... Okay, we're doing a lot of slave micro. You know, I should have had vegetables this whole time, but we'll just... You know, it's fine. I'm Carthage. I can afford it. Let's go ahead and out of Lelubim, temporarily move all of the Sicaliote... Or no, all of the Siculian slaves. Okay. This is now Punic, but not for long. We're going to move in the Sicaliote. Yeah, the Sicaliote population. This is still Punic, but we can fix that. Secheliote. Dominant's still Punic. Okay, this is now a Secheliote location, which means... No, it's still selecting Misadventurer. How is this being decided? I don't understand. Alright, from Misadventurer, actually, into other places that aren't Misadventurer, send over the Secheliotes. So that it's not Secheliote majority. Okay. Cart, okay, we're getting somewhere. There's a lot of Secheliotes here. Hold on. I need to basically find a way to get all of the non-Secheliotes into all the territories except for Lelubim to force it. Like, this game, it is dead set on keeping me from having my just a capital, a colony at Lelubim. It is completely dead set against it. I've never experienced such hardship as this. Okay, so the good news is that there's actually only now... okay, we're getting vegetables, all right. It's time for some fiber, boys. Cancel, what am I gonna cancel? Cancel the gold. It's time to eat my greens. All right, let's trade with whoever these guys are out there. Should have done this earlier, but I didn't realize this would be so complex. You thought that this was a war episode because of the war. No, it's an episode where I'm at war with the culture colony mechanic itself. Okay, so here's the plan. So we already have Punic majority in these two territories. This map mode makes me wish for death. Okay, so look at it like this. So we basically need to have this and this not be Secheliote majority. So only Lelubim is Secheliote majority, which it currently is at a minimum of Secheliote pops. So we basically need to find a way to get enough non-Secheliotes. Not even enough. We need to actually have... I think we need to actually have... shoot, okay. This is going to be really tough to get enough pops, because dominant just means plurality. So we actually need to have 19 of a different pop type. Is this even possible over here right now? I think it might actually be possible. We have a lot of Seculians. So here's what we're going to do. So into so we're going to make Keltmarkart a Seculian territory. So we're going to send all of the Seculians from everywhere on the island that we control to Carthage temporarily, so it's considered a... We can't move out those 18 Secheliotes. We have to overwhelm them with a Seculian wave. All right. All Seculians straight to Carthage. That was a Punic. That was a misclick. I'll have to fix that later. Okay, we're almost there, actually. This is doable. Seculian, Seculian, Seculian. Still Secheliote. But no longer. Now it's Seculian. Okay. The Punic, I'm going to move... here we go. I'll move him to Adornot. No, actually, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now Hypnote. I just need to move the Secheliotes, because this is... I can just move him straight to Lelubim. This is perfect. Okay. Wait, hold on. I need one more Seculian over here. There we go. Okay, so now we've got Punic, Seculian, Seculian, Punic, Punic, Secheliote. Oh, hold on, no. We have Secheliote here as well, and Secheliote. Oh, okay, hold on. Adornot. Do we have Secheliote? Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. One more. Now it's Punic, then Sagashtat. Seculian. You can move another Seculian in here. Okay. Now Lelubim is the literal only territory I control which is of Sakeliote culture, and I've spent a literal fortune to make this happen. Okay. I need room for settlers. Okay, I can make room for settlers. This is doable. Now all we need to do is redistribute the Lelubim population in a way that doesn't make any other territory Sakeliote plurality. Okay, literally all of my slaves here are Sakeliote. So I need to be quite careful. So Erk can receive 3 safely. Let's start with that. Yeah, and I can lose that many from Lelubim. Okay. Are we allowed to do this now? Room for... Oh, hold on, wait, no, I'm still... it's the province that needs to be Sakeliote. I keep forgetting about this. It's not the territory, it's the province. Okay. This is... So, okay, hold on. All of this work may have been for naught. This catastrophic colonization fumble. Okay. So I need the province to be Sakeliote majority. Hold on. I need to contemplate my options here briefly. What is the province's current... Can I just... Please. Just... Alright, so... The province is Sakonia. Can I... This is just completely useless. Alright, oh no, I see it here. Alright. Oh, we're really close. We just have too many Seculians. I can't... what do I do? I can't move them anywhere because there's no neighboring... Can I move them onto here? Please, come on. Show it to me. No? Oh, hold on. Can I move them into Innun? I cannot. Alright. This is rough. Unless I get slaves sent over to Lelubim, I can't actually change the composition of the province because I have no adjacent provinces. I'll have to just hold it for now. I've kind of messed up the population in the province, but it's fine. I'll just it'll be fine. I'll come back to it when I am able to. But I'm committed to getting my colony at Lelubim. It's happening. It cannot be stopped. Alright. The siege continues. Supply shortage, very nice. But yeah, I've not done colonization stuff in a really long time, so I just am whiffing the mechanics. I don't even know about this. Okay. Supply shortage, nice. They're sieging me, that's fine. Okay, Hanoni will rule our glorious nation. Democrats are in charge, plus 12% national citizen output. Okay, so we've lost our oratory researcher. Let us replace him. Okay. We will need someone from the Scorned family, unfortunately. You're actually pretty good. No trait, but I'll take it. Okay, let's see. I think of these options, Melkart remains the best one. Let me quickly check and see the alternative commerce options here. I thought Gad looked pretty good. Yeah. I think I'll stick with Melkart for now. Alright. And we'll close out by quickly taking a look at our new leadership here. The year of Hanno and Hiram. So we've got a 3, 7, 10, 4, mostly from Hiram. Double Democrat leadership, which means they're pretty happy. Oligarchs are not happy, even with all content families, and trads are slightly unhappy because we're at war, and they're probably going to have slight downward trend. Unfortunately, we have a lot of support built up, so that's pretty good. Okay, so Hanno coming in as a benefactor, plus 0.05 monthly popularity, plus 2% slave Great Wonder construction, plus 0.15 monthly Democrat conviction. As the governor of Africa, he provides plus 8% local slave happiness, and as the ruler, plus 8% national slave happiness. That's pretty great. Whilst there may be no such thing as true altruism, Hanno comes awfully close. He's pessimistic, minus 1 to charisma and zeal, minus 0.05 monthly Democrat conviction, and as the ruler, minus 15% imprison cost. Hanno has trouble seeing the good in life. More often than not, he sees that the glass is half empty. He's a Hannonid, which is plus 20 prominence, plus 3.20% Senate influence. As the ruler, plus 0.01 monthly tyranny, and plus 5% monthly political influence. Although the Maganid dynasty has dominated Carthaginian politics for centuries, they do not struggle to control the great city uncontested. Their rivals, the upstart Hannonid family, challenge them openly for dominion of Carthage. While their support in the Senate is formidable, the Hannonid family is accused of being tyrants in waiting, no doubt due to their willingness to bend rules to accomplish their political ends. He's two-faced, plus 1 rivals and friends, plus 0.05 monthly corruption and minus 10 loyalty. As the ruler, plus 20% improve opinion maximum and minus 20% assassinate cost. No one can make out exactly what is going on in the mind of Hanno, who could be a generous and kind friend one day and a cruel and bitter enemy the next. All that can be assumed is that they are not to be trusted, and that whatever is worn on their face on any given day is likely a facade. And chaste, minus 0.20 fertility, and that's it for this. Hanno considers his body an unassailable temple of virtue and honor. So does everyone else. Alright, scheme influence. And then his Shopet Sheni, Hiram Hanoni, also I should note that Hanno is 54, and his co-ruler is 35, both in the Democrat faction, is shy, minus 1 max friends, minus 1 charisma, plus 10 loyalty, 98 loyalty by the way. Hiram is quite shy, which has been noticed by all who have met him, always timid around others, whether they are those that he has known for under a minute or for many years. This individual is too afraid to harbor any thoughts of treacherous ambition. Trustworthy, plus 1 max friends, minus 0.10 monthly corruption, plus 1 charisma, plus 0.05 monthly Democrat conviction, and 5 loyalty. As the ruler, he would provide plus 1 diprep and plus 5 loyalty to Overlord. If you're ever in doubt on who is on your side, you can always bet on Hiram having your back, whether he be a friend, ally, or subject. He's also in the Hannonid family, as noted before. Silver-tongued, plus 2 charisma, plus 15% Senate influence, plus 2% Freeman Great Wonder construction, and plus 25% improve opinion maximum. Even the most skilled of diplomats would struggle to compare to Hiram. And he's pious, plus 1 zeal, and plus 0.15 monthly trad conviction. As the ruler, minus 10% national tax, and plus 2.50% omen power. The very gods above would struggle to find anything to complain about looking at Hiram. So looking at these two characters, I'd characterize Hanno as the quintessential classical age Democrat. This is a slimy, pessimistic, opportunistic politician. He's a family head. He holds himself out as this great benefactor, very similar actually to the historical Julius Caesar. And he has a reputation for chastity, whether that's true or not, who can say. This is the quintessential sort of populist leader of the age, joined by a seemingly genuinely well-intentioned, though kind of introverted supporter, probably a member of the family who Hanno has significant control over due to their familial relationship, someone who is genuinely pious and charismatic, but ultimately trustworthy and not very self-directed, as it were. Someone who's very susceptible to being ordered around by an older sort of patriarch, which is what Hanno essentially is. So, very interesting duo to take on the mantle of leadership for Carthage as we begin our our third sort of term of leaders. No. Our fourth term of leaders, yeah, because 50 to 55, 55 to 60, 60 to, yeah, this is our fourth term of leaders. And yeah, we have got double Democrats in charge with the 12% national citizen output as a result. So that's going to be it for this episode of the Carthage Campaign. Sorry about all the slave micro mishaps. It was just kind of a mess, but fortunately our economy is really good. So little mistakes like this in the early game are not going to haunt the campaign for too long. And I learned a valuable lesson to understand fully how the cultural colony mechanic actually says that it works. It's not territory culture domination, it's province level culture domination. So very good to realize that, at least in the end. Nonetheless, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.